'Twas weeks before Christmas when all through the channels many rants were stirring, some in their flannels. The stockholders were giggling without a harsh care. The YouTube's new policies would treat them most fair. But children were unhappy with the greatest of dreads that Google was going to deny them their gaming breads. So away vloggers and gamers all in a flash, tearing YouTube a new one for being so brash. Because it wasn't Blizzard nor Capcom to be feared, but copyright protection issues that truly leered. Largely affecting multi-channel networks who monetized, it still caught all us gaming content providers by surprise. So we're all on edge about the content ID and wondering who's next. Will they ban me? It's okay to contest them, YouTube does say, but if these false flags deny us, what comes our way? Now Machinima, now Review Tech, now Angry Joe, on Sanity, on Liberty, we will fight this low blow. To the top of the CEOs fight tooth and claw, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. We spring to hope, this mess is a whistle. Warn us to stand vigilant against corporate bristle. But here at PrinnyCast we want to say with Prinny might, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good fight.
How in the hell did you manage to just even think you could get that all at once?
But yes, we'll get to all what that means if you folks out there don't already know. But first, welcome to the PrinnyCast Roundtable, a casual weekly show where we talk about what we've been up to and all the various gaming-related stuff that's happened over the last week. We're your hosts. I'm Chris. This is Grover.
Hello.
This is Mike.
Heyo.
And as always, chatting with us through text messages there. In the background, you'll see more Kickstarter projects. Check out the links below if you're curious about any of them or what to help fund them. More bundle goodness continues, with Bundle Stars launching both the Capsule Bundle, which notably included the hugely overhauled Slender the Arrival, as well as the War of Ages Bundle, which has a lot of titles I've picked up in previous sales, but still a good one to look out for those who enjoy war strategy games out there. Then there's the Groupie Shiny Loot Bundle. We actually ran the trailer for that last week, but it's surprisingly full of games you can already play for free on the sites like Congregate. And the Humble Weekly is a team-up of Ace, Atlas, and Tripwire to offer Xenoclash 1 and 2, Killing Floor, and Dwarfs. I thought Dwarfs was free to begin with, but okay. Some other odd goodies if you pay over the average. And now Indie Royale has hopped onto the whole marketplace fad too, so it will offer discounts to games on a dailyroyale.com. Only one game at a time, and it seems to run for a limited time, 48 hours at present it looks like, or until all the limited game keys have run out, so yet another place to look for some indie gaming deals. But that brings us up to date of what have we been playing this week, Grover?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14. I have just been going crazy because of MMO. I have the MMO fever and just going nuts. Yeah, Andrew's playing the game too. He's doing one class, so he's like up in the 40s now, I think, already. I don't do that. I'm doing my crafting at the same time, so I think my character is 25, and a lot of my crafting classes are in the 10s and 15s right now. I won't be playing Monday because they have a humongous patch that will also add the first part of their free expansion, so that kind of sucks, but it's cool at the same time. As soon as we log in, we'll have a whole bunch of new stuff to do, and a lot of the things they're going to be adding is treasure hunting is the one I really like. Basically, where you run around while you're mining and you're like, oh, look at this, a treasure map, and you take the treasure map and you go on a hunt, and then when you find the treasure, a humongous instance monster appears and tries to kick your ass and keep the treasure, and you try to kill the monster and you get to keep treasure if you win, and if you lose, haha, you just wasted time because you lose the map and everything. But they're adding a hard mode for all the dungeons, and I guess they're adding a insanity mode after that, so that's not something that seems so fun to me, but some hardcore players are going to really enjoy that. They're going to add more little pets, which honestly, my favorite pet in the game is the Windows mouse cursor. I mean, literally, it's a mouse cursor that follows you around. It looks exactly like a Windows mouse cursor. I think it's awesome. But I mean, I'm just zooming down the list of things that are added. Hildebrand is coming back, and he's somebody from the first version of Final Fantasy 14, which I don't know, but he seems hilarious looking to me by how he looks like a Final Fantasy 14 version of Sherlock Holmes. Cool. But yeah, a lot of dungeons, a lot of new fates, a lot of new grand companies, a lot of new levies. It should keep people busy until they actually have to pay for the next expansion. This expansion will not increase the level cap. They don't want to do that. They want you to pay money to increase your damn level cap, and that's understandable. And they said that they'll be doing it in 10 intervals, and they probably will go over level 100.
Where are they at right now? 70?
No, 50. 50 is the cap right now. But other than that, there's just so much crap. I mean, all I can advise is go to the Lodestone site and you check the patch information. There is, from what I'm looking, like 20 pages worth of information on the patch. There's a lot of nerfs and boosts and changes and stuff. Oh, there is one thing that I like. You get to build your own house.
Ooh.
You get to build your own house and everything else, but here's something that's even cooler. When when you get your grand company or your fate company or your link, so I don't know what the hell how to work. You guys get to build your own town. Yeah, so that is a lot like Guild Wars. You teleporters that instance, and you got the guild leader and everybody else just hanging out there. I think it'll be like that. You'll have your own little town to run around in. The main towns will be completely deserted because everybody will be in their own town. And yeah, for the rest, anybody listening, you should definitely go check the Lodestone site because there's so much. It's just mind-boggling how much that. It's all free. That's what just kind of blows me away. Square Enix is not exactly known for giving away stuff free.
No.
Yeah, I think this is literally their way of thank you for making a game success that was a complete failure at first. Yeah, that'll be awesome. And I was playing some Minecraft Feed the Beast, but Feed the Beast is having some really weird issues this week. It all happened where I just tried to log in and said there was an update. So as usual, I was like, yeah, do the update. Nothing happened. And the launcher turned off. So I was like, okay, that was kind of weird. So I went to go turn, Feed the Beast back on. Nothing happened. So I was like, well, crap, I got to do a fresh reinstall. Did a fresh reinstall, went to reinstall, nothing happened.
Because it was still trying to do the update or what have you.
And this is, people are freaking out on the Feed the Beast forums and stuff. And it's just like literally, I pay for a server and everything. I cannot access it right now because I can't get my Feed the Beast to work. So it kind of sucks.
It's got to be a quick fix, though. They're on top of that.
Neil had to send me his copy of Feed the Beast, and I have to log in without updating anything. And still, even after that, I could play once, and then when I go to try to play again, nothing happens. I have to repeat the process. So it's an oddity. And that's all I've been playing. I've just been playing an absurd amount of Final Fantasy XIV.
So how about you, Mike? What you been up to?
Well, mostly just been playing Skyrim, and I got to the very end of the Zelda game. Just going around collecting a few of the last collectibles I need before I actually go into the last battle. Other than that, World of Warcraft, the usual. And I also made it into the Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls beta. And while I haven't really played enough to really talk about anything, what little I have played seems pretty promising. So there's always that.
So it's an improvement. I know there's a non-disclosure agreement on top of that, so there's not a lot you could say even if you did have more. But
Skyrim is pretty much where I've been spending most of my time. So
yeah, you can get hooked on Skyrim. Skyrim is awesome.
No memorable moments though.
Not really.
Do random quest, dragon. Do random dragon.
And there's other things that can happen too, like when Erica was playing it, she had this quest of stealing absolutely every donut, I think it was, bagel, something like this. Every bagel, it was an automatic steal. No matter how hard it was, no matter where it was, had to steal one. That was part of her side quests for that.
Is that something she imposed upon herself, or like an actual quest?
No, it's something she imposed upon herself.
A bagel.
Something along those lines, yeah. And then, of course, the 30-minute attempt to push her husband in game off of a waterfall. That was kind of entertaining. But yeah, anyway.
I did forget to mention that I also got PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I took advantage of Amazon's Cyber Monday deal, got a few things from there, two of which I can't mention because they're Christmas presents. And the other one is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I was really hoping that this was going to be like a PlayStation character Super Smash Brothers, but it's really not at all.
It's its own thing, and that's kind of good and bad.
Well, there's no point to dealing like little damage because there is no damage. Everything you do just, I don't know, instead of building up your opponent's damage meter, what you do is you build up your attack meter. And the only way you can actually finish off your opponent is to hit them with a special attack. This is kind of broken because some special attacks are way better than others. And if that's the only way that you can even kill your opponent, then why would you ever use anything that isn't going to be a good special attack?
Yep. And there's only 3 to begin with, so that doesn't help matters either.
Yeah, and characters like the Big Daddy, whose level 1 special attack is pretty worthless, is just kind of not fun. And of course Kratos, though, he's extremely overpowered. I was able to keep my opponent away from me without them really even touching me while comboing the crap out of them. So yeah, Kratos, of course, PlayStation,
Well, actually, Raiden, I think, or Raiden, depending on which school of pronunciation you go with, he seems to be the top tier character that everybody goes with.
Really?
Yeah. Dante a little bit, but I think everybody hates that version of Dante, so they avoid him anyway. What if I actually played? Not really a whole lot myself. It sounds like more than you guys did, though. Good amount of time on Mountain Blade and Tynan. Caught up on some newer, interesting games on Congregate, but not a lot of time in them. Played about an hour on Fear 2 just last night, so I'm getting even closer to finishing it, but I'm apparently not there yet. It seems to be dragging on so much. I don't hate the game, it's just, I don't know. I expect everything it throws at me. I tried Rig and Roll, which is like a super simplified, more arcadey, less impressive version of Euro Truck Simulator 2, which people people know I kind of got into earlier in the year. But it's a nice diversion from the usual kind of game I play. And that's been all. Running around too much doing other stuff for the most part, though I have a friend who's been trying to get me into an online desktop version of Pathfinder for a campaign. I feel bad because he's extremely excited and gung-ho about going into it, but I'm just kind of drained lately to follow into that kind of excitement, so. But I will give it a shot. I will give my attempt, because there's other players involved. And it does seem to be more game than anything else, so we'll see. So, on to other things. Capcom Cup 2013's on right now, so some fighting game tournament goodness that I'll probably sneak some peeks at while I'm editing all of this stuff.
I do have one rant.
Uh-oh.
So I'm releveling my character in Final Fantasy 14 because I have another one that's actually quite high level. He's really high levels, but Andrew's on a different server and we were playing together. And I figured, maybe it'd be $5 to switch my character to another server. No, $25. That's more than a monthly bill. $25. Are you out of your damn mind, Square Enix? Because that's just, I've never seen a character transfer be that expensive.
Maybe they have their servers literally in different places, so it actually has to be hand-delivered.
I'm pretty sure Blizzard's character transfer is also $25, so it's not exactly it's not exactly unheard of.
That's kind of crazy because it doesn't seem like anybody has to manually do it. It just, you pay and immediately your character's on the other server.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about these people.
I wouldn't do it, of course. I was just like, oh hell no, I'll level another character before I do that.
You never know. You might want to go back to the other server.
Yeah, that could happen. But then I'll have this character so high level it won't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll still have to pay to take that character to the other server. Damn you, Square Enix.
And it's $25 to change your server, and if you're at the same time changing your faction, it's $55.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's extremely expensive, and you're typically going to be better off just re-rolling.
Yeah.
Especially since you can get to level 50 in a week now.
Yeah, I rolled a monk and got him to level 90 within a week and 3 days, and geared enough to enter raids.
And in news closer to home, YouTube instituted a new, even more obnoxious anti-copyright botting system. Tons of videos have been flagged, specifically channels that used to be safe by partnering with multi-channel networks like Machinima, and they're no longer safe either. I mean, thankfully we at PrinnyCast haven't had any new claims yet, but this does seem to be largely affecting those partners who've been monetizing off their gaming footage too, and not just, partners. But this could spell yet a new policy revision that does some serious damage to all gaming content on YouTube. And it wasn't that long ago that we were facing being banned because of this stuff like that in the beginning, so I kind of feel for these guys and how bad it's all gotten. The worst part is, this is all YouTube and Google's doing. None of the game publishers seem to have anything to do with this, so you've got people like Blizzard and Deep Silver who step forward to invite the contesting of all the crap going on, and they'll take care of it as soon as possible. Blizzard was fantastic with us about that sort of thing. Meanwhile, Ubisoft suspects their flags to be largely audio related, and this seems to be kind of an ongoing thing that a lot of people are assuming, that it's more about the music being copyrighted music through either the musician or through when they release on a CD or something like that. It becomes the property of whoever released those CDs too, and a lot of games have licensed music to begin with, so you add all that together, that can be a real problem. So they said to contact them, and if it doesn't work through YouTube, contact them personally through their business emails and stuff like that. And even Capcom stepped forward to say that some of the claims aren't even from their departments, so they're happy to work with them too. Okay, and if you thought all of this was already bad enough, a fellow musician uploaded a video showing how ridiculous it's been for him having some of his non-remixed homebrew music being flagged as someone else's. And worse yet, there's a video of him, he's British, so he came over to the US to spend some time visiting some music-related people. And there's a video of him in LA at the beach, just walking around. There's birds, there's ocean noise, and there's some kids screaming in the background, and it was flagged for a song owned by over a dozen claimants. So this absurdity just keeps growing. And what does all this mean? And I'll be honest, there is a possibility we will be reflagged, and if they hit us hard like they did earlier with heavy stuff again, we could be again banned off of YouTube without any means of appealing, because once you're done this way, YouTube basically gives up on you. So we're going to still be here doing our thing for as long as we can, but the warning is out there, and this is on top of the Microsoft retooling for Skype for the mobile devices and all the gear like that we usually use to record will be taken off. So unless I find an alternative means of recording, and I have some ideas, they're just really, really painful, I'm going to do some experimentation over our holiday break to see what I can find out. Because if Skype doesn't work whatsoever, Grover's fully ready to get us into TeamSpeak, but TeamSpeak will have the same problem Skype does, recording-wise. So I don't know what's going to happen quite yet, but we will be back. One way or the other, we will be back. But bad times are ahead. But it's definitely a good time to be taking our holiday break. So the next 3 weeks, don't expect any more roundtables or game news, and we'll be back early next year to get right back into things if the aforementioned doesn't put an end to us thoroughly before then. But we do definitely plan to try to keep up with a few content in our off time, maybe some Prinny Play, maybe some other goodies. Don't know what all will happen exactly yet. And yeah, I guess that's about everything. So till next year, everyone, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy holidays. I'm turning Australian. Be safe and responsible out there, and we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time, dudes.
See you next time.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I gotta try this. I just thought of an... Okay, we gotta try this. Okay. I have no idea if this will work or not, but if it works, this is going to be epic. Ah! Yes! Woohoo! Tell me that's not epic! Oh, love it! Okay, that was the best potato so far.